What's up, comic fans? It is time for the previews of the comics coming out September 27th. September 26th if you're trying to cop those DC books in shops that put them out on a Tuesday. Alright, we lost our power, but we're still going to get this out to you, even if it's on the same day as comics came out. We're going to do it right after this.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Welcome back. Alright, so let's get into the comics. Again, I lost my power, but we're still going to do the show. We are not going to miss a week. We got some spec books. We got some spotlight books. We got some books coming out in the future. Those are our FOC books. And we got all the books coming out this week. First off, if you're down with the spec books, here you go. Let's get into it. So we got 3 books up this week. Very slow week for spec, guys. So, take as with any spec, take these all with a grain of salt. But I will explain to you what these spec books are, and then if you like them, you like them. And if you don't, you don't. Or don't buy them if you don't like them. It's simple as that. All right. First off, we got the Avengers Annual #1. Why is this a spec book? Obviously, this is not the first Avengers Annual in this, called the Avengers Annual #1, but this has had a lot to do with Agatha Harkness and the Darkhold. And in this issue, the Darkhold takes on the form of a young boy. All right, this is also the ultimate issue, or the final issue of the Contest of Chaos, right? This is the finale. But you do have the Darkhold taking on the form of something, right? So we've known the Darkhold has existed for a while, so whatever this ends up being, the Darkhold may have a form, and this may relate to something in the future. Hence, it is spec, right? A speculation book. That's what speculation is. It's not about the books that are hot for the week. It's about something that we think may be something more than what it is in the future. Next up, we got Death of Venomverse #2. Alright. And on the cover, right, you've got Kid Venom. So, what is that? Well, if you missed out on the first appearance of Kid Venom, now you have this opportunity for the second appearance of Kid Venom. Alright, and that's really all this is. Also, this may not have come out this week. So, if it did not come out this week, maybe it comes out in the future, because I honestly did not see this in stores, but this was due out this week. So, we do the research, we figure out what's due and what's not. I didn't see it. Doesn't mean it didn't come out this week. It just means I didn't see it in a store where I could pick it up. Alright, next up, we have Doom Patrol #6. And why is Doom Patrol #6 on the spec list? Well, you have a new appearance of a team, an all new Flex Force. Alright, it says it right there in the description. For those of you who wonder, like, how do you get the information ahead of time? Sometimes it is just legit going out and reading comic after comic of these solicitations, and that's how we figure out what it is. Alright, this is probably my least favorite of the specs, but hey, it's still a new spec, right? Alright, so let's get into now the spotlight comics for the comics coming out this week. First off the bat, we got Yusaki Yojimbo, Ice and Snow #1. this is cool because it is just a Scotty Young cover. Alright, that's all I threw it up there. But the style is different. This is not your typical Scotty Young characters, beating up on each other. This is like Scotty Young showing off his range as an artist. Boom. That's why that's on the spotlights. Next up, we got the Invincible Iron Man number 10. Why is this on that spec book list? Besides for this being the wedding of Tony Stark and the White Queen, this was also the book that told everybody that Miss Marvel is coming back. Look, she's right there. She's right there on the shoulder. And so that was a big indicator that Miss Marvel was coming back. Alright, last but not least on our books that to spotlight this week, we have Death of Venomverse number 5. Alright, we got the character creation I'm trying to bring on the variant, the character design variant, there we go, of Jeff the Shark or Venomverse Jeff, right? So you got Jeff the Shark with the Venomverse symbiote. And that is a really cool book, alright? So for any of you Jeff the Shark fans, there you go. Here is a variant that you should love. Alright, these are our FOC Final Order Due books. Alright, first off, what do we got? We got Justice League vs. Godzilla Kong number 1. Alright, and this is just a really dope cover. You can see Godzilla back there. You can see all of these characters there. You got the Justice League, right? Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash. I'm sure I'm gonna miss somebody. Green Arrow, Batman, etc. Wonder Man. Wonder Man's a DC. He's a Marvel character. Ooh. But yeah, no, a lot of characters there. All right, let's move on to the next book. We got Predator vs. Wolverine number 2. All right, you already got number 1, and there you see. I don't know what happened. I pressed the button and things. We're just gonna hit the back button. There you go. Oh, why do I keep pressing buttons? All right, so here you have Wolverine, and it looks like he's called in a task force. Got a character that looks like Sabretooth, and I'm not quite sure who that is, who the Predators has by the throat, but there you go. This is the second issue in that series. Next off, you got Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Blood. All right, and there's another Wolverine character. If you like Marvel Zombies, this might be the book for you. And let's get into the rest of the books coming out this week. All right, Boom Studios. There's Alice Never After, issue number 3. Creed. You got another The Expanse for you Expanse fans. Some Power Ranger books. Stuff of Nightmares number 1. This is Red Murder. Whole new series. And then we move on, right? So we had the boom. Here comes the boom. Ready or not, and we're gonna move into DC. If you remember, initially Image used to be in the front. Now, because Image moved on to, I believe, Penguin as a distributor, Diamond, who runs Previews World, has decided to move them into all the other books. So if you're wondering what happened to Image, that is what happened. They got moved in, lumped in with everybody who's not part of the distribution chain of Diamond. Okay, here we go. We got some DC books. So you've got Action Comics. So, Superman back to its regular biz. Same thing last week, right? As we're back to all the comics returning to their normal series. We got Batman, Catwoman, Red Hood #1. This is part of the Gotham War tie-in. What else do we have? Anything else worth noting? And that's just for me. When I say worth noting, you can have a book that you're totally into. Feel free to put it in the comments if you like, a particular book. But we do have Detective Comics 1074 with some more awesome Batman, storyline, returning back to the Batman. Flash has issue #1, okay? So this is, and maybe that should have been the spec books, but you got the Flash with a brand new series, including a rose beige cover, and then a blank cover for those of you who are going to a con and need a blank cover. What else do we have? We got some Harley Quinn. We had some Green Arrow up there. Just missing. Penguin's got his own series. We're on issue #2. Power Girl #1 is out. Alright. They also had a blank cover. And got lots of stuff coming out. Doom Patrol coming out. Issue #6 of 7. I'm reading that. I think it's fun. It's an interesting series. And you got some Wildcats. Alright, we're off to Marvel Comics. What's in Marvel? You got the Avengers series, including one of those Avengers 60th anniversary Marvel card covers. You got the Alex Ross connecting cover and some other covers. Blade #3 is out. There's a A and B cover for that. Let's see what else. Yeah, if you have Death of the Venomverse, lots of covers for that. You got the Kid Venom, which we talked about. Right, that's issue #2. You got the Jeff the Shark variant, and that's all part of issue #5. So that's the ending of that. Alright, we got the Immortal Thor, which I'm subscribed to, issue #2. There was a George Perez variant. Rest in peace, George Perez. And there's another variant for that one. Alright, you got the Invincible Iron Man #10. That's the wedding issue, which connects. And you got a Jean Grey #204. If you're a Jean Grey fan, you got the Unleashed, Marvel Unleashed. It's kind of like a monster mashup, so I figured for October that's why they unleashed that. You got the Micronauts #1 facsimile, a blank sketch, and there's a foil version of the Micronauts. Miracle Men. Alright, Moon Knight City of Death #3 of 5. Miss Marvel has a bunch of covers out this week. There's a Spider-Man India #4 of 5. There's Dr. Aphra, including the Droids Connecting variant, right? So you've been collecting the Droids covers. There you go. There's one for you. Lots of Star Wars stuff. Ultimate Invasion comes to an end, right? So if they're going to make a new Ultimate Universe, this seems to be the beginning of it, starting with Ultimate Invasion #4, or ending, and then some X-Men stuff. Alright, we're at Dynamite. Lots of covers for Betty Page, if you're into the Betty Page book, which I heard was pretty well written. And that was a while ago, so maybe it may not be, but there's still plenty of covers, and if it's still well written, there you go. Elvira #5, again, decent amount of covers for those, right? What else do we have? We have Rage #2, and a good amount of covers for those. Alright, there's some Diamond Select toys. By the way, there's a lot this month, not usually 2 lines. And now let's get into the rest of the books coming out this week. Let's see if there's anything out there that for me, I'd be like, okay, cool. Doesn't mean for you it's not cool. It's just for me. Maybe I just didn't notice it. And that's why I always say, guys, if there's any books you think I missed, throw it in the comments. Because then I can decide. I didn't decide. Then I just, say, oh, I need to read this. And most of the time, anybody who's recommended a book to me has been really good. So I can't complain about the recommendations. Usually, anytime anyone's ever recommended anything to me, I've been like, oh, this is really good. The best one I could think of was Barbaric. There's been some other ones on the line. We have Firepower, number 27. Okay. I've been reading Firepower, and I think that is a really good series. Alright, so. And I honestly, since they switched, I don't think. So unless you're, because my comic shop is part of this previews world, there may not have been a big brouhaha with yours, but since some subscriptions may have moved from one to the other, I'm not even sure, guys, if I got Firepower, right, number 27. So that's something I have to check up on. I haven't read my books yet, so when I open that bag, I gotta look to see if Firepower number 27 is there. But just realize that if Image swapped, right, from Diamond, right, to Penguin, there may have been a lapse in your subscription. So that's just something to watch out for. Alright, let's see. What else do we have here as we back up just a little bit? Make sure we didn't miss anything. But we're in the L's now. Heading towards the midway point of the books coming out from all distributors or all editors that we haven't covered yet. Masquerade number 8 of 8. So Masquerade's coming to an end. I remember reading the first 2 issues of Masquerade and I really liked it. So I'm probably going to try to catch up on that when I can. Well, it's a here that, it ended with a whimper. New Burn was actually really good. I read the first arc of New Burn. That's another comic that I might be interested in, seeing where it went. Alright, as we look at the rest of the comics coming out, that came out this week, we're in the S's. There was a Star Wars High Republic Adventures comic, or trade. But there was also Star Wars Hyperspace, number 9 of 12. That's out of Dark Horse. And sometimes if you take a chance on one of these, lower print run Star Wars books, you end up hitting the lottery. Because there'll be a new appearance and people are willing to pay for that in the Star Wars universe. TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures number 5 is out. Some pretty cool covers there. If you watch the animated series, you got the Usagi Yojimbo series with the Scotty Young cover. And we're pretty much done. You got Vanish with a trade, World Tree with some printings. First, number 1 of the 5th, number 4 of the number 2 of the 4th print with the 4th printing, number 3 with the 3rd printing, etc. Void Rivals number 4 came out. Really cool stuff by Robert Kirkman. What else you got? World Tree number 4 with the 2nd printing. What's the furthest place from here? Gets issue number 14. Who is Betty White? Gets her own comic. Love Betty White. Check her out if you don't know who Betty White is. And guys, that is or those were the comics for this week. So comic fans, do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to get ready for this week's books. Plus, I'm going to get ready for next week's books. If you like comics, you're in the place to be. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go ahead and throw me a thumbs up and comment down below. Peace! What's up, comic fans? And it's time for the previews of the comic. What's up, comic book comic books? Alright, what's up, comic fans? And welcome to the preview show.